1992, Nike tried that bringing this analog phone. All right, now where you see that most people, your parents started using it. People started using. That was during 2001, right, where Econet started coming to light. Where we had Econet is actually Etel, so Econet is Etel. All right, Econet came, then MTN also swooped into the the arena of the information system, right? So this brought about giants like Glow, what about giants like Etisalat, right? Now, during that period, you notice that there's this Nokia phone that we used to use. This Nokia phone, well, if you are a Gen Z, you probably may not have seen that particular phone, but if you are a millennial, I believe you know what I'm talking about, right? So there's this particular phone that we used to use then, right? I think then I was still in primary school, right? That we used to use to connect and all that. So fast forward to towards the mid 2000, that's around that kind, 2003, things start to change, right? Things start to change, and you start seeing that the Nokia and Motorola and what's this one called? And BlackBerry started coming to light. But during that period, right, things were still expensive in terms of if you want to get a SIM in itself is actually very expensive. You can be buying a SIM for as high as 30,000 naira, right? You're buying a SIM for as high as what? 30,000 naira. That's to tell you how big, even that period, you see some people mounting like a kiosk at the roadside where people will just walk in and say, okay, they want to make calls, and you pay per minute. So let's say per minute is like 20 naira. So if you spend like 5 minutes on a call, you will be paying like 14 naira or thereabouts, right? So that is what it now became during that period, because everybody were trying to adopt the new system. It is even during Obasanjo time that this new technology in terms of phone started coming to light. All right, that's to tell you that during that period, people were trying to harness the opportunity of accessing technology. All right, people were trying to access technology. Okay, so now fast forward to now. During that period, let me even break down. During that period, that's when you now see social media platform coming to light, like Facebook, right? You see Facebook, you see to go. Who used to go here? If you used to go here, let me see your hand. Who used to go here? If you used to go, let me see your hand. Okay, David Brown used to go. Spark used to go. Okay, Abbas used to go. You see those period, right? You'll be using when I check those time, when I remember those period, and I see how Facebook wasn't as like nice or as good as it is currently. So things have advanced over the years. BlackBerry is nowhere to be found because they were not able to adapt to the new normal, right? They were not able to, adapt to the new normal. Things kind of like grew exponentially within 10 years. Now, in 2025, we're talking about AI. In 2025, we're talking about which is artificial intelligence, of course. We're talking about going to space. We're talking about robots. We're talking about a lot of things that normally you'll be like, let me even check. In 2015, right? 2015, 2016. You also talk about website. People were websites, WordPress were in vogue. People want to like have their own blog. Even in 2015, I had my own blog, right? It was a pigeon blog, right? So everybody had their own blog. You see Linda, that was when Linda Ikeji was now popping a lot. That period, you see, people were just all over the place because, of course, website blog was booming then. And there were several other things that were booming then, like the business of selling recharge card. On the streets, people were selling a recharge card because it was booming then, right? People were actually, if you don't have a phone, I think that is what, like 2023, 2024, if you don't have a phone, you can actually walk to a kiosk and tell them you want to make call, right? And you pay per minute, right? Now, we're not looking at things have changed. Now, currently, let's say 2015, 2017, ATM was actually introduced. People were actually going to ATM to withdraw money, right? You go to the ATM, you see long queue. But now we now have POS agents all over the place. If you walk 2 miles, you just see POS agents. You walk 2 minutes, you see POS agents. Now, let me tell you, it will get to a time you won't be seeing POS agents anymore along the road. And that is how things evolve. Before now, people used to go to offices. You go to offices for an interview. When they want to interview you, you actually walk to the office and you get interviewed. But now you no longer do that. You no longer do that because the world everything has changed. Now interviews are being done via your laptop, by the comfort of your home. Now, what made that happen? Coronavirus. When Corona came, people saw the need for going virtual. So your employee doesn't have to be in the office before they can actually work. And for you to become an effective employee, you need to make sure that you understand technology. You need to make sure you understand how to utilize these tools. It was just 20 years ago, people were not using laptop. Laptop was not actually involved. But currently, if you don't own a laptop or you don't have a laptop, then probably you are still living in 2023 or 2022. Right? Now, things have changed, and things are changing rapidly. Things are constantly changing rapidly. And the question is, no matter where you are in the value chain, no matter where you are in the system, no matter where you are as regard your financial status, as regard your career status, or if you are still an undergraduate, or if you are still in your secondary school or primary school, if you are not changing as things are evolving, you will be left behind. Now, let me give you guys an example. Around mid-2000, around 2004, there's this, cassettes, right? Let me even share that part of my screen. I want to show you guys something. Yeah. Okay. During that period, there's this cassette my grandpa used to have this cassette, right? This particular one. We used to slot it into I've forgotten the name they call it. We used to slot it in. It was through this I actually watched Isakaba. I actually watched some of Aki and Popo movies, right? That was then. Then I know one of my neighbors actually owned this particular disc drive, all right? This particular one, right? I know one of my neighbors that own it, right? It was usually huge, right? Now, there was even cassettes. This thing, what's it called? Cassettes, yeah? You want to play radio, you just get your, then when Ajegule music was trendy, you go to Alaba, you go to all these places to buy DVD, all right? And for them to promote their music, they need to, imagine you exporting your music from Nigeria to the US. You carry, Ghana must go, you carry bags, right? Trying to travel, take your music to go play in Washington or in the UK or in some Germany for them to play your music in their radio, right? So you have to take DVD along with you. During that period, people that were in that sector were enjoying, they were making money, right? Because at the end of the day, the demand for music was high. The particular music and African music was going global, all right? But let me shock you. Most of those people that were actually enjoying, they were thinking that they have arrived, they are successful. Now, if you look at their life now, things have evolved. Now, at the comfort of your home, you can actually stream whatever music you want to stream, whatever movie you want to watch. You can actually watch a movie at the comfort of your home because of how fast technology has grown. And I'm saying this, I'm emphasizing on this because of this. Most times, people think that they are actually doing the right thing. They think that they have arrived. They think that they are moving in the pace they are meant to move, not knowing that time is running by. Time is going. Now, most of those people that were actually selling DVD are nowhere to be found because they did not adapt to the way technology was advancing. They were not adapting, right? That is why it's important that you are you are clear on what you want to actually achieve in life and set a goal and follow it based on what is currently trending in today's economy. Years ago, there's what we call floppy disks. Floppy disk is like the hard drive we have today. The hard drive you slot into your laptop and you get information, right? But now, nobody is relying on floppy disks. In fact, even the hard drive we use, nobody is even using it because, of course, we have Google Drive. I can't even remember the last time I ever saw an hard drive for me to use, right? Because Google Drive is there. You want to make purchase. If you have an iPhone, you can actually pay online. Paystack is there. Everything is there. And the thing, I heard people be like, AI is taking over. AI is taking over the world. AI is actually will take your job. AI is not taking anybody's job. AI will only take jobs of people that don't know how to use AI. So if you don't know how to use AI, AI will take your job. Example, you don't know how to use ChatGPT, you don't know how to use Grok, this Elon Musk's new platform that is using to compete with OpenAI, right? You don't know how to use some tools that can actually give you an edge. I see most content creators that are currently enjoying now, they are like, oh, they're using all this platform. And see, it will get to a time, information and entertainment will be accessible from the comfort of your home. These will be accessible, like real-time information that you won't even rely on some certain platforms or some certain people to get you entertained. So you go to TikTok, you see a lot of entertainers trying to entertain you, but give that the next 10 years, the whole story will change. So the idea is, where are you at the moment and what are you doing to be part of those people that are actually excelling? Most people are talking about Web3, right? We're currently using Web2. Everybody we are doing Web2. There's another advancement to where technology is going to. Web3 is coming. It's already here. And people are already making money from Web3. And it's still advancing. There are new technology coming in, but people don't have the right information or the right access to actually secure those opportunities. And most of the time, we feel like we are comfortable with where we are. One of our candidates we trained a while ago came up when he was sharing his success stories with us. That was early this year. He said that if you wake up in the morning and you look around you and you are okay with what you are seeing, then that's fine. If you are okay with your environment, you are okay with your house where you're currently in, then you are fine. But if you're not okay, you wake up and you know within your mind that you are not actually okay with what you are currently seeing. Because at the end of the day, people will be like, Nigeria is the problem. Yes, Nigeria is the problem, but at the end of the day, it now depends or fall on you on what are you using the opportunities you have to do. What is that thing you are using the opportunity to do? There are a lot of motivational speakers going out there speaking, right? Talking about how to do this, how to do this, how to do that. Now they are doing great, but the thing now lies within you and be like, what do you want to do? It's not all information you see online that you actually take. Not all information. And the thing now boils down to what applies to you. And that's where career clarity comes to play. And it starts from when you are from your secondary school. I'm going to tell you guys the advancement, because we notice now, let me tell you a story. At 2017, I was working with a particular organization. And what we practically do is that we train graduates and connect them to job opportunities. Okay, we train graduates and connect them to job opportunities, meaning that once you graduate, we train you on life skills, we train you on employability skills, right? Then one thing we realize over time is that most graduates are not actually employable, and this was in 2018. We noticed that most graduates are not actually employable. So what we basically did was to bring them into our course and train them on employability skills. Now, these skills is to open their mind on things they need to know about excelling in the workplace, tools they need to know about to make sure that their work is more effective, and several other things that they need to know. After they are done with that training, we connect them to internship opportunities. Now, we are in the era where if you are working in the corporate sector, nobody is ready to babysit you. If you are in the corporate sector, nobody is ready to babysit you. If you don't know how to do some certain things, they will take you out immediately. Then people can be like, oh, we want to employ an intern. Let's employ an intern and see how it goes. But how much does an intern earn? And how long can you be patient enough to start earning a huge salary? Now, compared to now, where the system doesn't favor you that is just coming out of the university and you don't have the skills that can actually give you leverage. Thousands of people are looking for jobs. A lot of people are looking for jobs. A lot. You are just like 1% of normal people are constantly looking for a job every day, and there are more qualified people than you that are also looking for that particular job you are looking for. Now, you notice that you go to the university, you study a particular course, a course that maybe that is not even the course you picked in the first place. I know a lot of people have experienced this, where you apply for a particular course, but another course was given to you. And you'll be like, okay, let me just take it. I thought 9 bad pass. All right? Then you generally pick that course. Then you are doing that course. You finish that course, you are done with your studies, then you enter the job market. Then you are not seeing yourself, you studied engineering, then tomorrow you say, no, I don't think I want to do engineering anymore. I want to do cybersecurity. I want to do this. I want to do that. That is when you now see people start trying to learn that particular skill, because while they were in their undergraduate, most people were just focused on, I just want to get first class. I just want to get this class. I just want to get that class. They were not focused on skills that will practically make them employable. All right? They were not focused on what? On skills that will practically make them employable, because they were bent on just studying what they want to study. And when they come out from the university, they don't have what the job market demands. I'm going to be explaining in details how you can actually leverage your undergraduate years. Now, why does a career roadmap matters? I was saying something earlier that most of the time when you are in your 20s, you have this uncertainty about what you want to do. The best gift you can give to yourself in your 20s is to have clarity of what you want to achieve or what you want to do once you are done studying or what you are passionate about. Because I've seen people that don't have clarity, and self-actualization is very important. When you see, I've seen people that be like, they have multiple skills. For me, for example, I have multiple skills, right? And sometimes it may lead to me not being focused on what really matters. So tomorrow you see me, I'm doing this. Next tomorrow I'm doing that. You'll be like, okay, stay one place. Where they move, they go. And that is where clarity comes to play. If you are here today and you don't have that clarity, I will advise you to ask questions so we can actually tailor or give an advice on that part. So I was saying that, see, clarity is very important. In your 20s, if you quickly know what to do, if you're in your 20s and you know what to do and what to achieve before you clock 30, it's a game changer. But of course, I'm not saying that you must get everything nice or clear in your 20s. There's no time. Everybody has their own different time to achieve success. But you know one thing that can stand you out is intentionally knowing what works and what you want to focus on. Because when you focus on that one thing, before you clock 30, you will be a success. Before you clock 30, you will be a success. So as the world keeps changing fast, you need to now get to that system where you get to know what matters most. For example, for those that are interested, that you went to school. Sorry, Ima Frank, can you mute your mic? Right. So for those that like mathematics, for those that like things technology or things that demands technical stuff, you may want to be like, what are those career paths that I need to actually fall into or need to like actually go into? For those that like public speaking, right? Like those that are in the SUG or those that are leading departments or what have you, you need to ask yourself, what can I do? Because there are several career paths you can actually forge into or dive into that you can actually enhance in your 20s. All right. Now, one thing most people fall short is when they're trying to like figure out what to do, is that they don't understand the aspect of doing, because one thing I advise people to do, if you are confused on what to do several things, do different things at once. It is good, especially when you do it early, because by doing several things, like for example, you join different societies in your school, or you join some certain programs in your school, you volunteer for this, you volunteer for that, and do all those things. That can actually help you in identifying what you are actually good at. All right. Now, going further, when you are this is what I want to do, and this is how I am going to do it. You must be intentional about it. All right, not just doing several things. So if I say, okay, today I think I'm passionate about graphic designing, let me do graphic designing. Then you go on and do graphic designing. Okay, tomorrow be like, oh, social media management. Then you do social media management. Oh, tomorrow. Now you are not doing all those things for doing sake. You are doing all those things to find out what works for you and what can make you stay consistent. Because as the world keeps, as things start evolving, you need to, Chisom, please mute your mic. You need to actually know fast what you really want to do before you advance in your career. All right, you need to know that fast. Now, opportunities. Let me talk about opportunities. You see most people during their undergraduate years. I mentioned this earlier, that you see someone in their undergraduate and just want to focus on studying, which is good. But at the same time, you don't want to focus on just study and allow the world pass you by. Because most of the time, when opportunity comes, it comes to those that are actually prepared. All right? It comes to those that are actually prepared. For example, someone that is an SUG president, graduate from the university, that person already have a portfolio or a track record, or the person already have like an experience. So that person actually puts that in their CV. Now, if an opportunity comes for that person to take a role that is actually managerial, this person has the liberty or the opportunity to actually talk about their undergraduate years and what they are able to achieve. All right. But at the same time, you must also be in tune to what the job market demands. So, for example, if you're a management person, right, you want to do courses like, maybe you want to go for in-demand courses like project management or products management. All right. And if you are seeking for jobs like that, your managerial background, based on the fact that you were a president in your school, or you were leading a particular department, and you had that to your CV, considering the fact that you are just a new graduate, it can actually stand you out. It can give you more opportunities compared to someone that just came out of the university and is looking for a job like that. Okay? So this now leads me to the part of that unemployment, because people are not using their undergraduate years to actually gain the experience that they actually need. Because you wake up, you go to what's it called? You graduate and you're looking for a job, and they're telling you, we need someone with 5 years of working experience, someone with 20 years of working experience. Now, there are people that also have that 5 years of working experience. But the thing that can actually stand you out if you are a newly graduate is if you can actually prove and package your CV. I'm not saying you should lie. If you can package your CV, see, the experience you gather in your undergraduate years goes a long way. I was reviewing a particular CV, that's like last week, right? And this guy is still an undergraduate, but I've seen the number of applications or number of platform you have accessed. And when I mean platform, I mean this volunteering opportunities you have actually accessed. And these are not mere volunteering opportunities. These are massive ones. He has applied to a lot. He has led people. He has failed. He has led people. He has done several things. Right? Now, if that kind of person is looking for a job and is a new graduate, that person stands a chance to actually get that job. Because let me tell you the truth. The job market currently is very competitive. The employment rate is high. but how can you actually stand out? Is by understanding technology, understanding what is currently in demand, and enhancing your undergraduate years. Let me dive deep into opportunity. Opportunity, they say, comes but once. But me, I believe opportunity is always available, is always there. It doesn't come once. And they also say opportunity meets preparation. Yes, do you know that opportunity can meet preparation? But once that opportunity meets that preparation, right, and you gain that opportunity, the opportunity is now yours. You're now utilizing that. If you can't sustain that opportunity, then you're a failure. Why do I say that? Imagine, for example, you are good at social media management. Let me use that word. You are good at social media management, or you are good at something that's very nice. You are good at, or you bake cake, right? You are good at baking cake. Then along the line, someone noticed you, or an international organization noticed you. They say, wow, this girl, she's a social media manager. Wow, she's good. She always talk about social media management. We are seeing it on her social media. She's talking about it. It means that she's a thought leader in that particular field, right? Now, in such case, nobody may want to interview you because on your social media platform, you have told everybody and teach everybody that, oh, for you to grow your Instagram page, this is what you're going to do. You need to understand content marketing. You need to do this. You need to do that. You are consistently telling people. And then opportunity now comes. Then one opportunity comes. Maybe Netflix wants to, or which platform should I use? Maybe Dangote, for example, wants to now employ you. All right? Wants to now employ you to and take their social media role, right? Then that's an opportunity. You position yourself for that opportunity, and that opportunity came to you. Now you now have that opportunity, you're utilizing that opportunity. But along the line, you realize that there is more for you to know, particularly in that particular job. You were just using what you read online to come teach people. But now you're not seeing the real work. You're not seeing the real work for you to actually execute those things you have been preaching and teaching about. All right. So if an opportunity meets you, you need to ensure that whatever it is that has reached you or that meets you, you need to sustain it, because if you don't sustain it, then it's going to come down in terms of your reputation. That's why you see most people, when you get them employed into an organization, you interview them, they'll be like, they will talk heaven and earth. They'll be like, oh, I've done this, I've done that, this is what I have done this. They will give all manner of, big picture. And if you see their CV is so nice, it's so great. And when you employ those people to come work for you, and they start implementing, you'll be like, this person, are you sure this is the person we interviewed, or what do we have here? So what I'm trying to say is that as you are trying to position yourself for opportunities, you want to ensure you are well advanced, not really advanced per se, but you don't want to have a skill and not grow in that skill, and not try to see how you can actually use some other technology. For example, you say you are a social media manager. What other tools are you using? What tools are you using to make your work effective? All right. What tools are you making your work effective? What strategy are you actually employing? What strategy do you know? It is very important. So when opportunity meets preparation, you have to understand that there's an advanced level to that preparation. All right. There's an advanced level to that preparation. Now let me talk another thing about opportunity. You don't chase opportunity. No. You don't chase opportunity. You need to position yourself for that opportunity. If you are chasing opportunity, opportunity will live in you. Now, let me explain. There's what we call positioning yourself. And what does positioning mean? Positioning yourself means that you have acquired the skill. You have interned for several organizations, because most of the time, when people newly graduate, they want to get a fat paying job. So you want to earn salary of up to 500,000, 600,000, 700,000, which is actually fantastic, right? But you haven't positioned yourself for you to be worthy of that particular opportunity. That's why you see when a company push out a job role out there, they will tell you, do this, do this, do this. This is the job description. And you read it from head to down, and you're like, this thing is big, I can't do it. Because you have not positioned yourself. So positioning, I mean, that you are learning skills, you are advancing as the world keep on advancing, so that when that opportunity comes, you are there to be found because you are well prepared for it. So now, if you are currently an undergraduate, don't just allow your studies blind you. Also provide room, because at the end of the day, once you are done studying, right, you will meet the world, you will face the job market. Now, let me say this, right? Let me say this. You have invested over, let's say, 10 million naira as an undergraduate in your studies. You invested 10 million naira in your studies. Maybe you studied a 4 years course, 5 years course, and you were focused on that particular study. You were not thinking about what the job market demands. You're not, but of course, you need to get your return on investment, and you're done studying. Then when you are done studying, you face the job market. Then you now realize that the job market demands people that are technically inclined. The job market demands that you need to have digital, you need to be digital savvy, right? You need to know how to do some certain things. Now you now realize, not like, wow, this is a lot. You now start from scratch again. You're not starting from scratch again. By scratch, I mean you're not trying to learn those skills, right? You're not trying to learn those skills that the job market demands. That's why you now see people say, "Oh, I want to go to ALX. I want to go to Career Leap Academy. I want to go to some of all these platforms," right? And you start seeing people pay up to 500,000, 100,000, and so on to access trainings. And when you eventually access those trainings, that doesn't mean that you will get a job automatically. And doesn't mean that you will get, if out of 10 people, only one person will eventually get a good paying job. And it all depends on strategy. There's a strategy to every strategy. So if you learn a particular skill, you need to learn the skill of how to get a job in that particular skill or in that particular industry you have learned that skill on. So now you have taken 20 years of your time to learn to go to school, right? Maybe 4 years, maybe from your 20s, 25, you're done, then you're from 25 to 30, you are not trying to learn an additional skill to upskill yourself, right? Now, this now brings me, because one of the things we do in Career Leap is that for those that want to study abroad, we fund them up to $100,000. So if you want to study abroad, I want to go and do your MSc in the US, Canada, UK, we can fund you up to $100,000. And most of our clients that have come to us are mostly people that have graduated probably 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and all that. But one thing is also always consistent in their story. They are not technically inclined, and it actually limits them from a lot of opportunities. And in my mind, I'll be like, only if the system has been built for these people to succeed when they are done with their university. Only if the system was built for them to actually succeed. But now you have to now build the system yourself. You have to now what? Build the system yourself. And it starts from while you are an undergraduate. It's supposed to start from when you are in your secondary school, because these days it is hardly you see secondary school actually, teaching students technology. But now, currently, I think they're trying to adopt it, but it's going to be very difficult, right? It's going to be very difficult. So tech is very important as the world advances, all right? So first thing first, as an undergraduate, say you are still studying, see, please, I would advise you dive into volunteering. Volunteer for as many organizations as possible, because that will be the first thing you will use in your CV. You need to package your CV. 2, aside joining society, you need to start learning those skills. You need to see learning skills as the second education. You went to that school to get a certificate, right? Also use that 5 years or that 4 years or that 6 years to also learn a skill the job market also demands. It is that important. Now, you need to also identify, this is the first step now, identify yourself. What are you passionate about? What are you passionate about? This is where self-actualization comes to play. So you need to identify your passion, your skills and values. And I started this when I mentioned this earlier. Now, for example, if you are a problem solver, you love solving problems, then go and do coding, go to do AI. Right? If you are a creator, you like to design, then do anything related to design. Anything related to like product design, which is UI UX. All right, you can learn that. It's currently in demand. In fact, if your goal is to say, once I learn this, now I want to travel abroad, I want to travel to the US, right? The opportunity is there for you. Because this particular, for example, if you are studying in Canada, or you are in Canada, you have a more bigger chance of getting a high-paying job because you are learning skills that are STEM. So STEM, I mean science, technology, engineering, mathematics. Currently, Canada are looking for individuals that are in the STEM field, and people that are actually in the what's it called, the trade industry, the skilled trade industry. So the skilled trade industry, I mean plumbing, I mean electrical works, you know how to do electrical works, all these skills that normally, because the country is getting old, a lot of people are getting older and they need new people to come in. And for you to actually get your permanent residency in Canada, you actually need to learn or gain some certain skills that are actually in demand. So whether you're a cybersecurity specialist, you want to go for information system, business analytics, data analytics, project management, these are actually in demand. But imagine you studying a particular course that is not in demand in your first degree. All right. Also the US too. There are most people that when they graduate, in fact, one of our candidates that studied at the University of Delaware in the United States, she currently works at Bank of America. What did she study in that school? She studied data analytics. In her first degree in Nigeria, she studied a business-related course. I think she studied business administration. But now she's working with the Bank of America, and she's going to get a green card because at the end of the day, the US are going to look for people that are actually fit into their system. I don't know if you heard about the H-1B visa. If you've heard about companies in the US and other European countries bringing people from Africa and India to their country to come work for them, right? That is what we call the H-1B visa. So they sponsor you, they call it visa sponsorship. So they sponsor you from your own country down to their country to come work. Now, why are they doing that? They're doing that because they don't have that particular skill. And even if they have a particular skill in their country, because the average American doesn't like to work. The average American doesn't want to upskill because everything is available for them. Their system is built for them to succeed. In the US, you can simply just walk to a car dealership and say you want to buy a car. And you can just buy a car with just $1,000. You can buy a car because their credit system works. They have provided a system that helps even the lowest or the poorest of the poor. That's why when our candidate goes to the US and they be like, wow, this is even Canada as well, because their system works. But if you want to be in that pool of organizations bringing you to the US or bringing you to maybe UK or whatever, you need to be very skilled. You need to be very skilled. I'm not saying that, oh, you must have everything figured out. You don't necessarily need to have everything figured out, but it starts with a step. The years you will use to learn those things, right, start from your undergraduate. You can't just learn those things when you are done with your studies, because when you are done with your studies, you are thinking of three things. Is that you are thinking about how to make money, of course, which is very important. And see, once you start thinking about how to make money, you forget about anything. Because at the end of the day, you'll be like, I need to provide by this year, I want to get married. You are already calculating what you are going to do with your life because you are already a graduate. You are calculating it. I'm going to do this. The responsibility will just come like a tsunami. But while you are in your undergraduate, you are not thinking about all those kind of responsibility. Your responsibility in your undergraduate is practically to just pass your exams, write those exams, test, and every other thing. But let me tell you this. While you are doing that, use it to learn a skill, because when you come out, H-1B visa will be waiting for you because you have the opportunity to apply for those particular opportunities. All right. So you need to also use tools like joining community like the Career Leap community or the Leap School community to actually learn those skills. A community that can actually guide you, groom you, and mentor you to understand that you are actually going to the right career path, not just going for any career path you want to go for. All right. So if you are going for a course that is very good, or you are learning a course that is currently in demand, you are a global citizen. You are a global citizen because the world will be looking for you. And I always say with this, all fingers are not equal. all fingers are not equal. You can start your process today or start something today and give yourself the next 2 years. You become the next big thing because you were able to enhance that opportunity. There's a particular lady called Pisitimi, right? When she started her journey, I followed her throughout her journey from 2015. She used to organize events. In fact, one of her events, I was there. She used to organize events and she moved like that. From there now, she's one of the big shoes because of she understands the process right from where she was an undergraduate. She understands steps to take. And it starts from volunteering and doing all those things or learning skills that are actually in demand. That are what actually in demand. It will definitely stand you out. And I'm not saying this because I want to bobo anybody or whatever. It's because it has worked for me and it can also work for you. So now, leveraging technology during studies, I think I've said this a lot. Learn in-demand skills. Now, let me tell you something. In the tech space at the moment, AI is already taking a lot of jobs from a lot of people, particularly those that want to learn or that are beginners in the tech space. Especially when you are a beginner you want to start learning HTML, right? AI is taking your job. So you have to like fast track your process now. AI is already taking your job because companies are not looking for mid-level developers or entry-level developers. They're looking for senior developers. They're looking for what? Senior developers. So now, for those that are just learning this, where do you stand? Where do you stand? You stand in using AI to actually build something that has never been built before. Or using AI, or you see, there's a particular guy that currently uses tool. He built a system where business owners can actually, and it did not use anything regarding HTML and all those big stuff. He used platforms that you just plug and play. So you just drag and drop, drag and drop, drag and drop. So he used this platform to actually build just the way you send messages to bulk people on WhatsApp. You know, it's very difficult for you to be adding people to a broadcast list. And for you to add people to a broadcast list, they must have saved your number for them to receive the message you are sending to them. But what this guy did was that he built a system or a platform where you don't necessarily need to save that number in your phone, but you can send bulk messages to all of them. And this guy earns a lot from it because his target customers are churches, because churches may want to reach directly to their customer via WhatsApp. All right. And this guy doesn't know how to code. He's not an engineer. So if your skill is that you want to learn Python, you want data and digital marketing, these are things you also need to learn. You need to learn all these skills, using AI to make your work much more easier for you. You don't necessarily need to have the core of that thing, but understanding the basics of it will give you leverage. All right? Understanding the basics of it will give you leverage. Then, of course, you need to join communities that things like this are being communicated. You need a mentor, someone that can guide you. You need a mentor, someone that can guide you. All these things are things you should be focused on while in your undergraduate. See, I find it funny when you are in your undergraduate, the thing you are thinking about is, oh, see that girl. I like that girl. See that. See, I've seen people like that. The only thing they're thinking about is they want to go to school just to be observing women. And I've seen guys, women like that too. That's what they're just passionate about. But I'm not judging anybody here. At the end of the day, it's your life, of course, right? But if you use that energy and focus on things that really matter, because once you graduate, that is when reality sets in, and you now start seeing what you don't want to see. And this is not to create fear. This is to ensure that you are strategic about advancing in your career, right? Advancing in your career. I've seen people. There's a particular friend of mine that while he was he went to the University of Benin. He's a doctor now. He has applied for a lot of fully funded opportunities, and fully funded opportunities, I mean exchange programs. This guy have traveled to a lot of countries, fully funded. Fully funded. He did not pay any dime. He applied for those opportunities, and those organizations sponsored him for those travel. How many of you or how many people know about such opportunity? Not everybody knows about that. You see, that's to tell you that information is in places that once you are in, you can actually harness it. We all start from being intentional. I always use this word, you being intentional. It must start from your personal conviction and be like, this is where I want to be. Because in the next 5 years, you may want to ask yourself and be like, did I actually use my 20s well? Was my 20s the year that I know that when I came out, there's a phenomenon that comes up every decade. Do you know that during the coronavirus was ushered us into a new era, right? It kind of like ushered us into a new dispensation. And when coronavirus came, right, that was when everybody were not going virtual. So new things started coming. And do you know that during the coronavirus, a lot of people got rich. People made a lot of money. See, a new era usher you into a new opportunity. And what in the first 3 years of that opportunity, right? What you do in that first 3 years, right? Nobody will count it. It's fine. You can do anything. But the remaining 2 years, right, of the first 5 years of that decade, whatever you don't do will cost you a lot. Let me explain that again. Every decade, right? Because 10 years is a decade. Now, every decade comes with new opportunity. Coronavirus was the beginning of a new decade, and a lot of people got rich in that first decade. Now, the first 3 years of that decade, whatever you do won't be counted in terms of if you decide to waste your time or do whatever you don't, doesn't really matter, right? It won't count. But the other 2 years, whatever you do within that 2 years, right, in the first half of the quarter of the decade is very important, because that will determine the remaining 5 years. So you need to ask yourself, what are you doing at the moment that will make your decade a success? All right, that will make your decade a success. Now, I believe I've explained that. And let's move on. Now, building network. You need to build your network. See, it's good to because one thing that I notice young people do is today you come out and be like, I want to be consistent at something. I want to do this thing. But after a while, you find yourself dragging yourself back. So let's say, for example, you want to start posting content a lot on your social media. I've been there where I'll be like, oh, I'll be posting a lot of content. I'll be consistent. I'll be doing videos and all those things. Then give yourself 1 week, 2 weeks. You go back, you fall back to inconsistency. All right. It's like it's as if you're not passionate about that thing you want to actually do. It drags people back. It limits you. Consistency is actually important. Now, what am I driving with it? Right? If you're on social media and your passion is to say you want to become an influencer, you want to be pushing a lot of content, you're a funny person, consistency is very important. You have to build a community around what you do, but you have to be consistent about it. Right? Because social media is one platform that can make you rich in no time, only if you are consistent. All right? Only if you are consistent. And one mistake a lot of people do is this: when they actually gain fame on social media. Now, for example, you have gained fame, people start knowing you. They don't know how to leverage on that fame to become a success. Example, you guys know the this guy called the fish pie guy. Yeah, fish pie guy. They call those people that they call them, like they say, when opportunity miss road or fame miss road. The reason for that is because when those opportunity comes, those people were not able to. They don't have the mental capacity to build on that opportunity. There's a particular guy that sells bottled water on the street. He hawks bottled water on the road. They call him the H2O guy. The guy will carry this bottled water, he will go to the road and he will sell the bottled water. And I think Aquafina kind of like identified the guy. They gave this guy lots of their products, and they rented a shop for him. They won't give him like this bike, dispatch kind of bike, right? In less than in less than 1 year, this guy took all the things they give to him down to zero. Then he came out to social media saying that it's his village people. So you see that opportunity can actually meet you, but if you don't know how to use the opportunity, it will bring you down. Fame can actually meet you, but if you don't know how to harness that fame to become who you want to be, to bring you down. But if consistency is your thing and you want to be consistent, whatever thing you have decided to do, you are funny, you want to be doing skits, please keep on doing it. But most of the time, know what works and what doesn't work, because sometimes you can be doing something and you're thinking is the right thing, but you are doing rubbish. You waste your time doing content, or you waste your time doing some certain things. You're not this. Let me use an example. You see someone that's like, oh, they want to become a musician. They're like, oh, he's a musician, I want to become. And they're releasing music every year, but they are not blowing. And people are telling them that, see, this guy, you not go blow, your music is not interesting, your music is not sweet. But they believe in themselves that one day, they will blow. But that is being delusional. Because if 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20 people are not enjoying your music, and Don Jazzy and the rest are not signing you up, what do you think you should do? You should just relax and go and look for something that can actually help you. So that most people that will be doing things that they're not supposed to be doing, but they believe within them that it will give them what they actually want at the end of the day. So whatever you have decided to do, you need to be strategic about it, and you need to build a community around it. So if you say, oh, you want to become an international hairstylist, you need to build a community around it. You need to be very strategic around it. You need to build a network of people that vibe into that vision of yours. All right? You can't say you want to become an hairstylist and you're following someone that is not even interested. If you must follow someone that is interested, it's either that is not interested, it's either that person have a network of people that wants to make hair too, or can refer you to quite a number of people. So if you say your career is in the tech space, you want to grow in the tech space, you need to be in a community of tech guys. Some years ago, when I was interning with CNN Africa, right? I got to the office in Ikoyi, and their social producer then, her name is IZ. She asked me, CNN Africa, the one in Ikoyi. She asked me, what do I know? What do I do? I said I do digital marketing, and she was like, what do you know in digital marketing? I said everything. And she looked at me, she looked like me with her eyes. She was like, she said me that I've been in the industry for 10 years. I don't know everything. It is you. So that day I humble. For the fact that she said she has been in that space for 10 years, she doesn't know anything. My humbleness, my steez went down. Because from that day, she took me to, I don't know if you guys know Lori Supergirl. She took me to one of our class where kind of like, listen to us talk about digital marketing. And from that point in time, I knew that I know nothing. And what did I do? I told her that, see, guy, I want to be part of your network. Anywhere you are going, I want to be going. In fact, those things that you can't actually do, those things you can't do yourself, I want to be doing it for you. I know you're a busy person. Let me do it for you. And she'll be like, okay, this person is a serious boy. So she bring me into a cohort, a system, a network, and I'm still benefiting from that network till date. Because why? I understand the kind of people I need to follow that are currently in my industry, because they can give me the opportunities that I want. So if you want to be in the tech space, you want to grow in the product management space, you want to build your career around any space that you find, especially in the cybersecurity, look for people or pairs that are in that particular sector, and try as much as possible to volunteer your time. Try as much as possible to give your time for free. It is very important. Give your time. You need to build your network. There's what we call the hidden job market. The hidden job market is a market where you don't need to apply for a job before you get a job. It is who know who that will give you a job, right? For example, if I know Abbas, and Abbas is into product design, and let's say Samuel will shout to me, and Samuel is like, yeah, I need someone that can actually do product design. That's how a lot of people get jobs, right? And I say, oh, I know Abbas. Abbas is a product designer. I know him very well and all that. Then I'm going to refer Abbas to Samuel. Samuel doesn't have to do a lot of talking because he vouched on the fact that I'm recommending Abbas to him based on the fact that I know Abbas is actually good in that particular job or good in that particular skill. So Abbas won't have to like do a lot of interview with Samuel. And that is how Abbas will get a job. And that's what we call the hidden job market. So who do you know that can actually give you the opportunities? And practically most of the jobs that I've gotten is based on referral. So do you know somebody? Oh, I've worked with this guy before. He's very good. He's very productive. He's a go-to person when you need this particular task to be done on time. And they refer me to this person. And then they say, oh, this person referred me to you. I would like to start. How much do you charge? And I give them my price. And they'll be like, okay, let's get started. That's what we call the hidden job market. And sometimes most of the jobs you see that are being publicized online are already taken. Right? Already taken. Most of the time, those companies just push it out there just for pushing out sake. In career leap, if we're looking for some certain job opportunities, we look within our network before we push it out and be like, okay, we think we need to push it out for people out there. And if you're not in a system or in a network of people that can actually give you access to opportunities, it will limit you a lot. That's why you see most people come out, oh, there's no job in Nigeria. See, there is job. There are jobs in Nigeria. It's just that you're not in the right circle. You are not in the right circle. So you need to also be employable as well. Why do I say employable? For someone to recommend you to another person, it means that you have done something well. But if you are someone that when they give a task to do, you delay in the task. There's a particular person I know. He's a UI designer, very good. The guy is very, very good in designing. But you know one problem about this guy? This guy delays on jobs. This guy has gotten jobs that pays him up to ₦1 billion, 500,000 naira. He can get like 3 jobs, 4 jobs in a month. And it is not because he's getting a lot of jobs that's making him delay. He's just a procrastinator. And now this guy has lost a lot of gigs. And we can't even recommend him for any job because we know he is good, but he's going to delay. So it's not about how skillful you are. There's what we call having an employability skill that can actually stand you out from people that are actually good. It's better you even employ someone that is less competent but can deliver your work for you very well, than that the member can deliver it excellently, than bringing someone that is very, very professional and competent at it, but they will delay your work. So whatever you're doing, you want to ensure that you are not just building your skill, you're also building yourself to deliver on tasks and deliver it well. You are building your integrity. You are building trust. That is why anybody will refer you to an opportunity. But once people start sensing that this person is a no-go area, they will run away from you. So build a network that trusts you. See, let me tell you something. There was a particular job company I worked for a while back. The CEO told me that it's like God's gift. I was trying to do my own thing because it seemed like what they were doing and what I was doing by the side was practically the same. So I was like, I won't be able to. There'd be like a clash, right? So he told me that he doesn't want me to resign, but if at the end of the day I decide to come back, right? I decide to come back, the floor or this company is still open for me. That's why they're not asking me to submit a resignation letter, right? That's to tell you that, see, there are some jobs you will do, and when you do it well, your CEO or the CEO will commend you to other opportunities because they trust in your capacity. Have anyone told you that, see, I believed in you? See, that word alone shows that you will become successful. But if nobody has told you that they believed in you, you need to check yourself. Maybe you're not doing something right. Something is wrong somewhere. So build your network, build your integrity so that people can actually recommend you and say good things about you. I'm not saying you should be a simp. I'm not saying you should be a people pleaser. No. But understand where to draw the line and when not to draw the line. I was saying something earlier that artificial intelligence is taking over the job market, every other thing. But those that don't know how to use AI will take their job. But if you know how to use AI will take your job. All right. So the fintech space, you see blockchain, you see all these things. These are the things you want to actually start putting your mind into. Now, what about post-graduation? You have graduated from your university. You have done everything. But you know one thing I've noticed about most graduates? Most people don't know how to blind copy. They don't know how to copy. You see, now this is not to bash anybody, but this is the honest truth. You see a professional or someone that's just graduated, doesn't know how to send a proper email. Now, it is understandable. It is fine. Nobody is judging about that. But before you send any email, you need to learn how to actually do it. I'm speaking for the people that are just focused on their education. They just want to pass exam and come out from the university. But of course, there are some certain skills you need to know before you start applying for jobs. You need to learn interview skills, how to actually go for an interview and answer questions, how to put your best foot forward. You see someone like, I'm a shy person, I'm an introvert. Well, when hunger catch you, they say hunger is the gift of God to man. If hunger catch you, right? See, the motivation to work will come out. You've seen yourself in the next 5 years, I want to become this. In the next 3 years, I want to become this and all. It starts with a step. So when you are hungry doesn't even mean food. Hunger also means passion. So you need to be hungry. If there's a way you will be hungry for success that even your village people, right, that are trying to sabotage your success won't succeed. They'll be like, this guy is working out, let's leave him alone. And even if they try to do anything, they won't succeed because of the passion is you supersede any spiritual force that is coming for you. So you have to be that hungry that anything you are putting out there must be quality, must have a good quality. So you are sending an email, your CV is well revamped, you have some certain skills that you are building, and you are able to push yourself out there effectively. You are in the right network. You may not get it. See, what most people most graduates are doing is on the fact that you have graduated from the university and you're looking for a fast-paying job. It's good, it's fine, it's cool, but your skill, your value, the value you are offering must be tantamous, or let me use the word perpendicular to the amount, to the money you are looking for. Except you have connections, except you have friends, except you have something that can actually give you, or you have a business. Even if you have a business, right? You need to be also, this also boils down to, because most people will be like, once I'm done with my studies, I don't want to work for anybody. I want to start building my business. I want to own my own business. This also boils down to those kind of people too. The reason why, you see, an entrepreneur, someone that wants to start a business, you are the graphic designer, you are the social media manager, right? You are the content developer, you are the Facebook ad expert, you are practically everything, which is very good. But do you know that some people, they know how to sell the product, they don't understand content marketing, they don't understand social media management, they don't understand all these things. And they start using their profit from the business to hire someone to do all those things for them. So what stops you from learning those things? If you say it is business you want to do, what stops you from learning those things that you normally pay someone for? Because imagine I want to do shift, I want to buy clothes, I want to sell, I don't know content marketing, I don't know how to use TikTok, I don't know how to position myself. Next, I am an expert for it. I will use my profit to pay for it. So if you're a business owner and you know that you want to go far in your business, you want to build something big, there are some skills you need to have. As the CEO of your company, you must understand a little of everything, every department of your business. You must understand sales. You must understand marketing. You must understand social media. You must use the latest technology to push your business forward. If you are a business owner, if you are here and you're saying that, oh, you want to start a business or you already have a business. If not, from the starters, that is when you start failing. But once you understand all this and you're able to deploy it from start, you start using your profits to put into the business. And when you have become big, they can start employing people to start taking some of those roles that normally you do by yourself. All right. So if you are looking for a job, you want to get a job, once you're done, you need to now start understanding how to now position yourself for those opportunities to come. You don't chase after opportunity, you position yourself for those opportunities. Because you are chasing after opportunities will run here, you will run there, and before you know it, you're nowhere to be found. All right. So please look for those jobs that can actually give you the experience you need. Internships. Internships are also important. Internship can give you leverage. Sometimes if you want to work, one of the secret code for people are not getting is this. Especially if you have been looking for a job, you haven't gotten any job, you have been striving and all that. Right? One of the things you can actually do is this. So be active on LinkedIn. As a graduate, be active on LinkedIn. Why do I say so? If you're looking for a job, say you want to work for multinationals, KPMG and all that, identify like 30, right? Cheat code, identify like 30. Send them an email or send them a message or locate or find the HR. The HR must definitely be on LinkedIn. 30 of them, different companies, send them an email. Tell them that you want to intern for free. Use the free. People are looking for people to do free things for them. Tell them you want to intern for free. Now, what are you doing? You are trying to gain access into their network. It is very strategic. It is a strategic move. Tell them you want to intern for them for free. They'll be like, no problem. When you come, show your skills. Show them how good you are. And even if they don't employ you at the end of the day, you have gained an experience. You have gained an experience. But first off, you need to be active on LinkedIn. How do you become active on LinkedIn? Because I know consistency is a problem for a lot of people. Identify some certain topics you are passionate about. Take 2 hours or 3 hours and come up with like 5 different topics you want to talk about. All right? Then pick one day or any day within the week and say, I'm going to post this today, I'm going to post this tomorrow, I'm going to post this another day, I'm going to post this another day. And besides, AI has made it easier for you to even come up with content. Within 2 minutes, you have come up with even 10 contents. All right? Then post it and tag some relevant people that can give you some. Imagine you are posting on a consistent base. You set an alarm and be like, once it's 2 o'clock, I'm going to post this. Once it's 3 o'clock, I'm going to post. The alarm just reminds you, because consistency is a problem for most people. You slept up, I forgot. Before you know, when you start forgetting, it is bye-bye. So what you now need to do is to set an alarm to remind you. Copy that thing and paste it and tag some strategic people to the post. Or probably someone posts something and you read it and be like, wow, this person says something nice. You copy that thing or you read it and write it in your own words, right? And say what you learned from it. Then tag that person. Always do it. Once you constantly tag that person will notice you. The day you will send that person a message and be like, sir, I would like to intern with you. I love what you do and all those good stuff. They'll be like, really? Come and work for me. They won't even interview you. Before you know it, you'll gain access to their network. And that's how you build network post-graduation. All right? That is how you build network post-graduation. Internships is very important. But number one thing is you must be offering something. You must be offering something. You can't just come and say you want someone to mentor you, you want someone to you want to intern and you don't have something tangible to give. Internship doesn't mean that you are coming to just learn from the scratch. You are bringing what you already have to something and investing that in and making sure those people that you are interning for are seeing your skill. You are practically selling yourself. Then, of course, once you have gained that internship, you want to upskill. By upskilling, you have learned something and be like, oh, I think I've arrived. I think now it's for me to go to the next step of my journey. And this is you understanding the fact that the world is constantly changing. So you need to upskill, you need to learn some certain things to move on in your career ladder or in the ladder of your career, whatever. All right. And for those that want to do entrepreneurship, you want to start joining entrepreneurship training and platforms. Apply for that. Like we have the Tony Limelu Foundation platform for people that are business owners. All right. You can apply for that. There are a lot of applications, a lot of exchange programs to apply for. So if you are someone that is into the NGO space, you can apply for a lot of programs that can actually send you abroad, work abroad, and several other things. Or if you say, oh, I want to study abroad, why not? If you don't have the money, we can provide you the finance for you to study abroad. We have a lot of candidates currently in the US and Canada that are currently studying abroad with not even with their own money, with other people's money. because we provided the fund for them to secure that education abroad, and they're living their best life. So if you're a graduate, whatever you want to do, you need to be strategic about it. I've given you guys a cheat code on how to get internship. So let's move on. Now, I just had to put this here to talk about success stories from Nigeria. These are guys that, like this Strife Masiyiwa, I want you, is the owner of Econet, Zimbabwe. I want you guys to, this is a very busy guy. But when this guy posts, right, you must learn something. You must learn something. When Strife, this guy, Masiyiwa, his content, just that Africans, we don't like to read. We hate reading. You see one long content, you be like, this thing too long ago. Now AI has made it even much more easier. Just copy it, paste it on ChatGPT or paste it on Grox and tell it to summarize it for you if you reading is your problem. All right, this guy says a lot that will help you advance. Now, these are people that they are big names, right? And these are people you want to like see as a role model, depending on where you want to. So if you're someone in the IT sector, information sector, and what have you, you want to follow Strife. You want to follow Strife Masiyiwa. If you are in the tech space, you want to follow Temi, right, of Life Bank Nigeria, right? What about if you're in the tech space, right, or the energy space, the solar space, you want to follow William, right? It's from Malawi. These are guys that every day when you wake up, you want to go and check their content. You're not just checking their content because for checking sake. There's something you need to do. There's something I always advise people to do that are always active on TikTok. You need to make sure your FYP, yeah, call it FYP, right? You need to change it to stop seeing negative content. You start seeing, that's when you see people start seeing Pella, you start seeing all those unreasonable people that are not adding any value to yourself. Change your FYP that when you are scrolling, you're only seeing things that are motivating you. Because the information you put in your head consistently, right, will impact the results you get at the end of the day. The information you constantly digest will impact the results you get at the end of the day. If you're always seeing negative content, it's just like when, let's say, for example, you stay in a Jegule or you stay in a Gege. Every morning you wake up, you're hearing Oju Elegba, you're hearing all this local place and all that. For example, now when you wake up in the morning or you're walking in your head, have you ever thought of when you're just in your cool time and one music just start playing in your head? That is what it does. But imagine you are listening to motivational things, or you're listening to stories of people that are successful, or you're learning new things that can actually advance your career. The energy, the drive, the universe will start working in your favor to make that thing a reality. So this is very important. Due to time, let me move on. I don't want to dive deep into that. So your action plan for your career roadmap is this. So you need to explore tech skills. So join clubs, join communities, you need to also build projects, because of course you don't want to like have a skill and you don't have project. That's where internship comes to play. All right, you need to intern for you to have projects. All right, so build on your portfolio. So build projects offline or online, whatever. Then intern, right? Intern for organizations. Intern, build your portfolio, very important. Then apply for jobs. Applying for a job is also a job in itself. Okay, applying for a job is also job in itself. So technology is also a tool you can use to shape your career. The world is changing, so you have to actually adapt and move as it also changes. You don't want to be left behind. You don't want to be like the last 5 years or 20 years. You need to advance consistently, right? So Africans' goal depends on you, because Africans, wherever we find ourselves, we're always succeeding, all right? So you need to start small, take that small steps, and start from your undergraduate years. Take that small step, and then I'm opening the floor for questions. All right, so if you have questions, you can unmute your mic and ask your questions. Thank you very much. Esther's hands has been up. I don't know if that's a mistake from Esther. Okay, Samuel, please carry on with your question. You're muted, Samuel. Okay, before you ask a question, right, I want to say something. So Career Leap, we're launching our TAP scholarship, Tech Accelerator Program scholarship. We've launched it, right? So what you now need to do is to go to our website. I'm going to share that give me a minute to register. Okay, let me quickly share that page of the website. Okay, so visit Live School Africa to apply, and copy the link and paste in the comment section. So visit Live School Africa. So we are building a community like you, undergraduates, where you get to learn those things, because it's not about saying you want to learn those skills, right? It's also about belonging to a community that can actually help you build that skill. Belonging to a community that can actually get you internship and get you job opportunities. So whatever school you are connecting from, whatever institution you are connecting from, I would advise you click on that link and apply. Apply today, apply. All right, just apply. Because at the end of the day, whatever decision you make today will determine your future. Because I mentioned something about opportunities meeting preparation. Now is an opportunity. All right, you need to take that opportunity. All right, the session is being recorded. So you need to take that opportunity today. Okay, so if you are here today and you want to start your career journey in tech, so we have different schools. We have School of Technology, we have School of Commerce, we have School of Product, we have School of Data, we have School of Programming, right? These are our schools, and we have different courses under our schools, okay? Now, the goal for this is to build graduates that once they are done studying in the university, even before leaving your university, you will start getting internship opportunities, right? You start getting internship opportunities. And this is a scholarship because it's normally, if you want to learn cybersecurity, you want to learn skills like data analytics, project management, product design, you should be spending nothing less than 500,000. In fact, our other programs we do for those that are not an undergraduate, we charge more than 500,000 naira for it. But because majority of us here are undergraduates, we are offering this scholarship. So you need to take that step, because we're only looking for 100 students per university. So imagine your university, we get 100 students. We are closing that portal. All right, we are closing the portal. So you want to be part of it. We're starting in May officially. So a lot of people are already registering for this opportunity, and you want to be part of those that take this serious. All right, because the first people we get are the people that are going to assess our scholarship. But of course, because it's a scholarship, doesn't mean that you just get to join and there's no commitment into it. Right? There's also a commitment. All right, there's also a commitment you need to put into this thing, because that also shows that you are actually serious in this journey. And we have different courses. Some of our courses are 3 months, some of our courses are 9 months, some of our courses are 6 months. And also you will be paired to a mentor, someone. When I talk about the hidden job market, I talk about connecting to someone, having a network, right? So you're going to be paired to a mentor. This is something that other training institutes don't do. All right, they just train you and leave you to fend for yourself. But this time, we are training you and making sure that you get job opportunities, either internship or also network, get you to a mentor that will guide you. You also have access to your own tutor, all right? It is not a pre-recorded video. This is a live class, all right? And if you miss a particular class, there's a recorded session for that particular class for you to fall back to. You're also going to have your own portal, all right? You have your own portal where you get to join and see and access classes, okay? And as we move on in this journey, because there's going to be capstone project, there's going to be hackathon that's going to be done as well. And also, if you have an idea, so you have a tech idea during the course of this training, and it is investment worthy, because we're going to pair everybody based on their different schools, pair you together for you to build a product. And if you see your product is an investment worthy product, we are going to invest in it. Right, we're going to make it become a reality. So we have 3 months program, we have 6 months program, we have 9 months program, depending on the track you want to actually focus on. All right, so I've sent the link in the comment section. You can simply apply and do what is necessary. Very important. So Samuel, I don't know if you're available to ask a question now. You are muted. You're muted.
Please,
Samuel,
if can you
I
let
can't
me
hear
know.
you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you
Okay.
now. Please
I
carry on
am
with your
Adifa
question.
Samuel by name, and I am a fresh graduate of the Lagos State University. So I'm into the real estate industry. And you spoke about AI, and I'm thinking of how can I match tech with my real estate business? How can I match tech with my real estate business? And when you spoke about AI, the only thing I use AI for in my own real estate business is I use AI to generate my captions. Sometimes I use AI to try to find out some content to create. So those are the limits of what I use AI on. And he said AI is like the future. It's people that cannot use AI, that AI is going to take their job. So I don't want AI to take my job. I don't want AI to come to be like a block to my own career. So what can you suggest that I can use AI for in my own real estate business? I am a fresh graduate, and um I'm not like some undergraduates here, so I'm a fresh graduate. So I would like you to teach me more on that. Hope you understand.
Okay, yeah, I get your question, Samuel. Now, the real estate industry is actually a big one. It's very huge, and there are a lot of opportunities in it. Now, real estate doesn't mean that you should be building house, or you need to do or create a tool that real estate companies, right, or developers, need to utilize to make their work easier. For example, you can come up with a tech that can make it easier for them to manage their agents. So I know with most real estates, they have issues in terms of managing their agent, like people that kind of like, bring them customers. All right. Do they have a tool? Does your business have a tool like that? All right. So you want to like see what is that thing or technology that is lacking that I can actually use tech for. All right. For example, there are some platforms that you can easily find. If for those that are looking at renting houses, you can easily just go to some of these platforms or this website and get and look for house, and you get, you just find house there, right? Now there are other platforms that does like reviews. There's this platform that just came out. It's called Doom, right? You leave a review about a particular property that you've stayed in before, so that when other people are trying to like um, use that property or rent that property, they actually check that app and see the review if it is good or if it's not good, if it places waterlog or not waterlog. So you need to identify what is that thing that the real estate sector desperately need, right? Desperately need. Now, once you have identified that, and this must be something innovative, something that has not been done before, and even if it has been done, of course, the system is big for everybody to fly in, right? Then you now need to learn a skill that can make you, if you're not someone that you don't like coding, you don't know how to code, why don't you build friends, build people, make a connection with someone that knows how to build, an engineer, someone that knows how to build. Make a connection with someone that knows how to do product design. Have a friend that knows how to do some certain things. Bring them together. You pour out the idea. You are the chief executor of the idea. Pour out the idea and say, this is the idea I have, and I think we're going to change the real estate sector if we are to implement this, and this. All right? You have a mind-blowing idea that you know that can work. The first thing first is learn a certain skill, then learn the skill of networking and bringing people together to actualize that dream of yours, and get a mentor as well that can put you in the right direction and belong to a community as well. I think that will work. And then the aspect of me saying AI will take a lot of job for those that are not using AI. Technically speaking, AI is a tool. So you use it to advance or makes your work easier. All right. If AI is going to be making my work easier, why do I need to employ someone to do the work for me? All right. That's what I mean. Why do I need to employ, for example, if AI will develop content for me and post it on my social media, Why do I need to employ you to be my social media manager? But imagine I employ someone for that social media role, right? And the person is doing something extraordinary that normally, if I do with AI, I won't achieve, right? Now, this person understands AI more than me. You understand? This person understands AI more than me. This person is doing something that it will take AI 10 years to do, right? But the person is using AI to actually do it and do it even way more better than the AI itself. That is what I mean by utilizing AI to achieve what you want. So if you're not utilizing AI, you will be left behind. I don't know if I've asked you a question, Samuel. Hello, Samuel. Did I answer your question? Okay, let's move on to the next person. Precious, are you available to answer the question?
Oh, yes. Good evening, sir.
Hi, good
Thank you
evening.
so much for this impactful section. God bless you, sir.
You're welcome.
Yes. So, sir, you spoke about joining communities and finding a space to venture in. I personally, I'm still in search of what exactly I should do because I'm in a lot of communities that are not just communities now, communities that are on self-development, tech space, volunteering, roles and the likes. But sometimes I find myself here, the other side, here, the other side. So I don't know what exactly. I've thought about this through like one-to-one section myself, but I've not still come to this conclusion about what exactly I want to do, sir. So do you understand me?
Yeah, I understand. So what are you passionate about first?
Are you talking about
Yeah,
as an advocate?
what do you want? No, not as an advocate. I'm talking generally, your skill. What do you want to do? I don't know if you get my
Okay,
question. Like, what are you passionate about in terms of career skills or something like that?
okay.
Or you don't have an idea of what you really want to do? Precious. Okay, let me just answer the question this way. So if you don't have an idea of the career path you want to fall into or something that you really want to do, it's good that you're actually putting your eggs into different baskets. It's actually very good. But the thing is this year, you must be intentional about it because you're trying to like do plenty things, trying to be everywhere doesn't mean that because at this point in time, it seems like you're not focused. You're just doing everything, doing everything. Now, in as much you are doing everything, try to find an alignment. Okay, try to find an alignment with what you are doing. Let's say, for example, you volunteer for um, an NGO, for example, volunteer for an NGO. Then tomorrow you volunteer for a tech firm. Then tomorrow you volunteer for another firm. You volunteer for this, volunteer for that. Now, in this, you're volunteering. What skill are you providing? Because you can't be doing everything. So you need to ask yourself, what skill are you actually providing for every roles or every company you are volunteering for? If you say you are volunteering for Career League, for example, what role are you playing? Are you playing social media volunteer? So you need to identify one thing you want to volunteer for each of those organizations. And doing that will make you understand what you are really passionate about. I've been there. When I started my career, I was volunteering everywhere. Everywhere the left face, I was doing everything. But do you know what that does for me? It made me realize my strengths, where I need to actually focus my energy on. So if I'm volunteering as a social media manager for this organization, right? And I felt like or feel like I'm good at it. I would take that skill and replicate it in another organization. If I'm doing graphic designing, I'll take that skill and replicate it in another. So if there's a call for volunteer, I'm very strategic in the role that I want them to pick me for. So I'll say, oh, I want to volunteer, but this is where I want to volunteer for or on. All right, that gives you a direction. I don't know if I've answered your question, Precious. Okay, Ima, can I ask a question? Hello, Ima. Are you there?
Yeah, good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Yes, good evening, sir. Yeah. Thank you very much for this wonderful session. I want to ask, you we are saying something about internship, to volunteer and all of that. Now, I don't know personally, I'm a graduate, for some time now. So, for realistically speaking, for somebody like me now, what is the visibility of intending for organization? Having the reality of our societal condition now. Imagine where you are intending for a company, maybe without pay or with a low pay, and then you need to food bills and all of that. You get what I'm saying. So I want to know, how can one go around such kind of experience, you know, and go around it. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So
Yeah, I
that's
understand your
one. Number
question.
two,
Sorry, let me answer your first.
yes.
This is your first question, so don't get to forget. All right. So one thing about
Okay.
Nigeria is the fact that I wonder how most people are actually surviving. Right. Sometimes I just wonder it, right? Because at the end of the day, you are working for a particular organization and they're not paying you a good amount, right? Because as an intern, you're not expected to get a huge salary because you're just starting out in your career. But at the same time, you have family to provide for. You have things to do. You have that to do. Now, in this instance, I remember some years back, um, I had to build multiple skills so that whenever there's an opportunity, I harness it. There was a point in my life where I have like 5 different jobs, right? 5 different jobs. And I also have a side gig as well. Something that is meaning. So I have to like sacrifice myself. I have to make sure that I live within my means, right? I have to live within my means. I have to ensure that those jobs I was intending for are something that relates to what I want to do in the long term, because you can be intending for something that will not serve you in the long term. So first off, identify what will serve you in the long term. All right. Then build on some certain skill. It is very important. Now, sometimes when someone reach out to me and tell me, can you do this? Even if I don't know how to do it, I will say, yes, I can do it. Now, this is not saying you are lying. You're not lying. So someone can tell you, can you do this? Say, yes, I can do it. What do I do? If the thing is simple to do, I go and I don't know how to do it. I go on social media, I go on Google and I search how to do that thing. All right. And by doing that thing for that person that has paid money, because if someone pays you money to do something for them, you will go extra mile to ensure that you deliver that task. So that gives you the opportunity to even learn that thing. And when you learn it, just know that it's a game changer. So when someone tells you, oh, come and do this thing for me, don't say you can't do it. Have you tried? And if you can't do it, then look for someone that can actually do it. Tell the person, I have this job. Oh, I want you to come on board and do this job. But you go, shall give me my share. And so that kind of thing. So this person you guys will split the money. The person that can do it will do it. You can become a middleman. You can even be position yourself as someone that is actually skilled, especially people that can actually talk. If you can talk well, you are good at talking. You know how to talk. I've seen people that don't know how to build websites, but they can analyze a website for you. They don't know, they're not good at it. But you see them getting job opportunity. I actually know someone. He gets job opportunities and he will bring in the develop. He will be the one to negotiate with the client. After negotiating with the client, right? The client will pay him. Then we go and meet a developer and say, I want to build this kind of website. So this is what I want to do. Right? The person will be like, okay, how much are you paying me? Say, okay, this is the amount I'll pay you for it. The person will use his sweet mouth to talk to the person. The person will be the website. You collect his share, you give it to the client. This is what boils down to those that are into graphic designing. Sometimes you don't necessarily need to have the core skill. If you are a talk, you know how to talk, you know how to speak, you know how to convince, you are a good talker, you can sell anything. You can become a middleman for someone. There are some people that have the skill. You see someone that have the skill, but don't know how to go talk about that skill they have. They know how to say that. You can become the person that can actually help that person sell that market. You get your share and share the money together, and everybody's happy. So you need to find those low-hanging fruits that can give you money ASAP. Sometimes you can't have the skill, the immediate skill, because having a skill may take time. And the time you are learning that skill, time is going. Time is going. Before you know it, you have not learned the skill at the end of the day, and you don't have any money in your pocket. That's why it's good that you learn those skills while you are in your undergraduate. But locate those low-hanging things or low-hanging fruits you can actually do and start selling it. Start selling that thing. Have like multiple jobs that can actually help you. That's going longer. I don't know if that answers your question, Ima.
Yes, yes, sir. Very well said. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yes, and now my second question. You also mentioned about the long experiences usually required for graduates, in many of our vacancies and job descriptions around. Like we also can concur. It's hardly you see a job that does not have maybe a minimum of 2 or 3 years relevant
Experience.
experience. And
Mhm.
yes, some can go as far as 10 years. And
Mhm.
for some of us, maybe that are just without
Starting.
professional experience, yes, as it may
Mhm.
be, we now find how do we now tailor our
See.
uh, whatever
Okay,
we
I
have
understand your
CV, yes,
question.
to match
Yeah,
that. So
I
it's
understand
a
your question.
problem,
Now, this is it, right? This is why the the TAP scholarship we are offering, Tech Accelerator program, is very important because it is going to position you, the experience that they are claiming that you should have, you're going to have it while you are still in your undergraduate. Because what we are trying to do is to make sure that you are readily available and competent to get jobs that are telling you 3 to 4 months, you need to have 3 to 5 years experience on. All right. So what we are doing actually is to train you on those skills. Okay. Once during the period of training you on those skills, you're going to get internship opportunities. We're also going to teach you how to proof and package your CV. All right. You're getting internship opportunities before you graduate. You're also getting paired to a mentor. All right. Now, one thing about CV is that it is the first thing an employer will see before bringing you or trying to interview you. All right. So your CV must stand out. You see most people that are very qualified, but their CV doesn't pass the ATS test. There's what called ATS test. For large organizations that use machines or use AI to vet CV, all right, there's a way you need to arrange your CV for you to pass that stage. All right, the ATS stage for you to pass. So if your CV is not good, you may not pass that stage. So we're going to teach you on how to package your CV to meet that thing. Even if an organization is not using ATS and all those stuff, we are also going to like see how we can position your CV for success. And again, it's not even about how good your CV is. It's about how you are able to convince them and tell them that this is what you've done while you're on undergraduate. This is the skill. There's a particular guy that traveled to the UK. He went to study. When he was done studying, they told him to get a job. But because he doesn't have the number one, the skill, he doesn't understand the industry terminologies, it limits him to access some of those opportunities. So when you identify that this is the career path I want to focus on, you need to build yourself and build your mindset towards that, because when you are going for an interview, you need to be speaking on that industry terminology. You are using those industry terminology because that will make the person interviewing you know that you know your onion. And again, you have built the experience that they are claiming to have, you should have while you are an undergraduate. Then also another thing that can stand you out is the C. Most of the people that have 3 4 years experience, not all of them are very knowledgeable, right? Not all of them are very knowledgeable. So you need to stand out. I've gone for an interview where they are graduates, right? But I wasn't graduates then. They were graduates, but they employed me over those they were graduates, and they have more years of working experience. See, there's a way you will speak and a way you will communicate your values to an employer. They'll be like you're a promising person, and they will employ you. It all depends on how you prepare, and it starts from why you are an undergraduate. I don't know if I've answered that second question, Emmanuel. Emmanuel, did I answer that? You're muted.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you very
You're
much.
welcome.
Thank
If
you.
anyone can ask a question.
So good
Hello.
evening.
Hi, good evening.
So please, I want to learn social media management. In fact, like currently, I'm a copywriter, and I actually don't have any laptop. So which of the tech skills now can I learn without laptop? Like I need to start from somewhere at least.
Okay, social
But
media management. Okay, go on.
I've always wanted to learn social media management, but I don't know. People have been telling me different things. So I said to start with copywriting since you can start that one with your phone. But now I
Okay.
want to like go straight to what I want.
Okay, social media management is actually a good one. You can start social media management with your phone as well. All right. But the thing is this, right? As you advance, even now, I believe you should be saving to get a laptop too. But at the end of the day, you can still use your phone to do because phone is easy. Now, if you want to learn social media management, you don't want to just say you want to learn social media management. There are some other things you need to also learn to accompany with your social media management for you to actually stand out. Because you can get a job as a social media manager, but if you don't understand strategy, you don't understand how to, because most people, what they do as a social media management is you just give them content, they just post, give them content, they post. That's not social media management. Social media management goes beyond that. It is analytics. You need to like build that because when you are going for an interview and you are being interviewed, you want to tell the employer how you are going to help them grow their followers. All right, how you are going to help them grow their followers, what their competitors are doing that you can actually do even way more better. You need to understand strategies. Now, when you understand this part, now one thing about the Nigerian social media manager is that if an employer wants to employ, they expect you to know how to do graphic designing, how to use Canva. So I'm not saying it is the right thing to do, but for you to compete in this market, you need to understand how to use Canva as well, how to use Canva to create little designs. Because at the end of the day, you want to target small businesses. So businesses that are not huge, maybe a one-man business, a two-man business. And imagine you have like 10. I remember when I started, because I told you guys before I have multiple skills. When I started my social media journey, because before I went into digital marketing, I was a social media manager. Because digital marketing is very broad, right? Under digital marketing, we have different skills underneath. So I had like 10 clients. Now imagine 10 clients are paying you 20,000 naira every month, right? That's a lot of money when you combine everything together, all right? But again, there are some certain skills you need to have because they don't have the capacity or the funds to go and hire another graphic designer to come and be doing graphic designing. But you have the multiple skills, you have the strategy. Tell them that, oh, as a social media manager, this is what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to be the one to create your design. I know the days, the time you should be posting, the days that are very engaging, that you get customers or people that will make inquiry about your product. I believe a lot of business owners are looking for people that can change their social media game. All right. So that is what you want to actually look out for as someone that wants to advance in social media management. And looking at the fact that you are a copywriter, it even gives you more opportunity as well because that is also a selling point. Because you can't become a social media manager if you don't understand content marketing, right? And being a copywriter also gives you the opportunity. When I was working with an agency, a digital marketing agency, there was a particular thing I content because an antique. I don't know if you know about antiques. Antiques are these figurines or this structure, right? So I was managing different accounts. So I was managing this particular account, right? One of the clients now told my boss that a client bought an antiques worth 500,000 naira, and it was this Titanic ship, a very big one that they can put in your house and decorate your house and all that. And the client said it was because of the content. I mean, the caption this your person wrote that made the client bought because the client actually said that. That's to tell you that the way you sell yourself, you're not selling yourself short. You're selling yourself based on what you can actually achieve for the client. See, I can make you achieve this with my copywriting skill. I can make you do this. I can make you do that. This will bring them. And if you want people to trust you, without asking too much questions. Start positioning yourself as a social media manager. You may not need to have the entire skill as a social media manager. Just start something. Start positioning yourself. While you're positioning yourself, what you learn, come and use it to communicate. Come and use it to talk to people. Tomorrow, people should know you. How many people know that you have a career, you want to forge a career in social media management? How many people know? You need to ask yourself. So you need to be positioning yourself to attract or to communicate that thing that you want to become. All right. Now, once you have learned social media management, you don't want to just remain there. You need to advance. That's when I move to say, oh, I want to learn social media marketing. Social media marketing is different from social media management. Now, you need to now understand social media marketing is now when you now start running ads. That's another cash cow on its own. Another cash cow, learning how to run, but you need to start. Since you have started with copywriting, now social media management. Then do social media management, then move to copywriting. Sorry, move to social media marketing. Right? This is actually, there are a lot of, on social media, there are a lot of small businesses you can start. Right? A lot of small businesses using social media you can start. Like I believe a lot of people here don't know how to use social media. Most people don't know how to use social media to sell their products. And if you can actually help them do that, it's a big one. One of the ways I get my customers during that period was this. I organized a training to train entrepreneurs on how to build their social media presence and get clients. All right. Now, these entrepreneurs will join my training. And when they join my training, I teach them, I train them, I give them everything, I give them enough value. Sometimes it is even what I learned online that I won't do to them. All right. Now, when it's time for them to implement it, who did they come to? They meet me. I'll be like, oh, see, I don't have the time to do it. How much do you charge? Just do it for me. And I build them and I do it for them. That is very strategic, right? So you need to understand that if you are learning social media management, learn it with the intention of making money and learn it fast. One of the skills anyone should learn in this life is to learn how to learn fast. Once you understand the skill of learning how to learn fast, anything is possible for you. Learn the skill of learning fast. I don't know if I've answered your question, if anyone.
Yes, sir. You've answered my question. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Kufre, can I ask a question? Hello, Kufre, you are muted. Okay, Michael, you can ask a question.
Good evening, sir.
Hi, good evening.
Yeah, thank you for the lecture, sir. Yeah, I want to ask, as a plumbing and pipe fitting, as a skill, is it okay for someone to study project management?
As a what?
Plumbing work,
Okay,
plumbing work.
okay. Is it advisable for someone to study project management? Yes, of course it is. Because what you currently do, because project management cut across every industry, even as a social media manager or someone that is want to do whatever, social project management is in because it's a project. You're doing a project, right? So for example, if you get a client that wants to do a plumbing work in their house, and probably the house is very huge, it's all about planning, it's all about management. So it's a project. So understanding how to manage project, how to source for vendors, how to do this, how to do that, how to organize yourself is project. So learning project management is actually a good skill you can actually go for. It's very important. So
Yeah, thank you, sir.
you're welcome. All right. So I don't know if Kufue is available now to speak. Okay. So okay, Kufue, keep going.
Yes, good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. I can hear you, Kufue.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, very well, please. Hi, good evening. Good evening. I can hear you.
Yeah, my name is Kufre.
Yes, very well.
Yeah, my name is Kufre. I must appreciate you for this season you have granted to us this evening. I must say that I've learned so much from this season today. So I'm a graphic designer and I'm aspiring to get into brand designing specifically. So you said something about using platforms like the X and LinkedIn. So I don't know, so far my experience with Nigerian clients has been very, very terrible. So my question now is, how can I be able to reach out to foreign clients using these two platforms that you mentioned, the X and also the LinkedIn? Because I don't really know how to optimize my page in order for me to be able to reach out to them. How can I be able to do this?
Are you on Upwork?
Yes, I'm on Upwork.
Okay. Just mute your mic because I can hear myself. All right. So how do you get foreign clients? Now, this is it, right? Nigeria, I understand Nigerian clients and the Nigerian climate. You may not get the right person, or you may be struggling to get the right clients, which is understandable. But if you want to get international clients, then you need to be thinking internationally. And I'm going to explain how that works. Now, you don't need to, one thing I advise people to do, you don't need to reach out to an organization abroad stating that, oh, you want to become their UI UX. First off, identify people abroad. So let's say, for example, you go on LinkedIn, you search UI UX designers in UK, UI UX designers in Canada, UI UX designer in the US, right? Connect with those guys. Connect with those guys. That's the first thing you want to do. Because the easy thing I can tell you to do is simply just go on Fiverr, right? Or go on Upwork and you get people to employ you over there, right? But the competition is very fierce over there. But at the same time, people are getting jobs. That's not an excuse, anyways. So I'm not going to use that, but that's one strategy I believe you're maybe already using. So connect with people that have the same skill as you and make friends with them. That's the one thing you want to do. Make friends with them. Tell them you are a designer and show them your work, right? Have that connection, have that rapport. In fact, you can even send them a mail, send them that you would like to have like a virtual call with them. And one thing I know about white guys is that they will give you the opportunity. They like to impart, they like to teach. So you can have a meeting with them, like a Google Meet that works with them, and have that conversation. Just discuss. You are not having that conversation because you are looking for, you don't make them feel like the reason you are chatting them up is to get a job. No. You are basically selling your skill, selling yourself, telling them, oh, this is just because if you are to message 20 people, at least 3 will respond to you and want to even communicate with you. Then also, you need to start building your LinkedIn presence. See, you need to be putting content. All right, put content as regarding jobs you have done, even if it's only job you have done, dummy jobs that you have done, pick out projects that you have done and write about it, post about it, talk about it consistently, and tag relevant people. Another thing you want to also do is this: look for sometimes you don't need to look abroad, look within your circle and see people that have ideas. Because one thing I notice young people fail to do is that they don't know that the opportunities they are looking for is within their network. You have a friend that have an idea, a mind-blowing idea. Why can't you guys just work together? Right? You know how to do design. Your friend knows how to build. Is a product designer. Oh, sorry, your friend is an engineer. And you have another friend that is a product manager. Right? Why don't you guys just come together, think about an idea, and see how you can make that idea a reality? And that's one of the things we're going to be introducing or going to be doing in the TAP Scholarship Academy or training. All right. So connect with more people abroad for you to get the international jobs you need. Connect with more people. Let your connection be more of white people. That is where you are going to. More of your connection should be white people. Have interaction with them, communicate with them. It's not, I won't say it's you're going to get a result immediately, right? You're not going to get a result immediately, but you are actually positioning yourself for when the opportunity comes for you to actually get foreign clients. That works. And again, another thing I also advise you to do is, if you know anyone that's in the tech space abroad, right? And the person is in the tech space, right? The person is in the US. Now, create content, follow that person, of course, follow that person consistently, and create content that position you as someone that is good in that particular field. Why tagging that person as you move on? You get to a point, you stick to that person's head, and that person is looking for someone to take a particular role, and they know that you are actually good at that thing because of how consistent you have been in pushing out those content, they'll definitely reach out to you. So that's what it's not easy, but it's something that's actually achievable. You can start this month, and before you know it, in the next 1 month, you'll be you achieve your success. All right. So like I said, all figures are not equal. You can start today, and tomorrow is a different case for you. You understand? So that's, I don't know if I've answered your question, Kufre.
Yes, thank you very much. I'm glad.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yes.
And again, please join a community. Join communities of your profession. If anyone you have okay, if anyone answered if anyone question. So since there's no other question, and I think I've done justice to tonight's session. So we're going to be having sessions like this once in a while. Actually, how to actually put your CVs together, and also how to apply for exchange programs as well. We're going to be inviting some of our guys from the US, those that have achieved a lot of things, and I believe they're going to have added value to you. I want to be bringing them. So this community that you're currently in, the TAP scholarship community, the community that will actually get you ready and prepared for the job market. So I also advise that you apply for our TAP scholarship program. Very important. It's a 3 to 9 months training program. We believe you are going to benefit a lot from. At the end of the day, we want people that when they come out from the university, they're getting a job and they're well equipped, competent, and have the skill to excel anywhere they find themselves. Once again, thank you very much for joining, and we hope to see you at the other side of the TAP scholarship program. Thank you. Oh, I think I have Favor want to ask question. Favor, please go on. Favor, you want to ask question? You are muted though. All right, Precious. Precious Kinney Rollins.
Can you hear me?
Okay, go on, please,
Can
Favor.
you hear me?
Yeah.
Please, I want to ask, is it possible for us to apply for more than one? Or we should just concentrate on one for the meantime, or one course for the meantime?
Yeah, you can if you can do more than one and it doesn't clash with other things, other sessions, right? Yes, you can actually do that. All right. Precious, you can ask a question.
Okay.
Hello, Precious.
Hello, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you very well.
So I seems like I skipped. I couldn't hear get most of the information because of network and all. So I want to know, how do we apply for the TAP scholarship?
Okay, I'm going to send the application link to the comment section again. So just check the comment section now and apply there. Just pick the course you want to. You get an email. No, I'm trying to send the link in the comment section again. I don't know what's going on. It's not going. So just go to liveschoolafrica.com. Sorry, liveschool.africa, www.liveschool.africa. Let me type that. I don't know why this thing is not why it's not pasting. Okay, it's pasted now. So I'll send the link in the comment section. So just click on it and then to take you to the application link. All right. So thank you very much, guys. Let's do this again. I want to see you guys joining the TAP scholarship program. Do have a great evening and happy weekend. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. Good night.